Yeah.
You
You
know
should
what they
hear when
say?
I
The
do
darker
my-
your skin. They don't say that.
You're good with the music.
It's actually funny. So I'm watching this anime right now called Megalobox. It's an ongoing anime, and it has a very strong hip hop like theme to it, kind of like Cowboy or Samurai Champloo.
Oh, right.
And I really like it. There's a lot of, like Japanese like rapping to it, and it
What
just
is that
sounds really
American
cool.
anime but black people?
Afro Samurai.
No. Like it's American. Like
Oh, yeah. It's on Boondocks.
it's that small kid.
Boondock-
Yeah, even
The Boondocks,
the Boondocks. Yeah,
not Boondock Saints.
that is a movie.
It's a different thing.
I think.
That's
a good movie.
That's with Irish people.
Yeah, Irish people. Totally different from black people.
Nah.
A little bit. Probably the opposite of black people.
I think the second movie is a Mexican guy, but that doesn't really count.
What was the hip hop anime called again?
Megalobox.
So what is it about?
It's about a guy who he's a boxer, and he is making a living by throwing fights in like this illegal underground ring, and then
Really
he
love your
sees like
boxing
this.
animes.
I do, and this is not my favorite boxing anime. Like the boxing itself is not the best thing about this anime, but the soundtrack's really good, the characters are cool, the animation's good. So in the setting, when people box, it's like in some sort of dystopic future, they have like these robot things on their arms so they can punch really hard, but they're a little slower. So this guy punches with no gear. And so he's way quicker and lighter, but if he gets punched like at all, he's kind of just like out of it. So it's all like, it's like high risk, high reward.
Oh, so it's like
thing.
a
So he's,
futuristic thing.
yes.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. I think the season finale is this weekend, so it's almost done.
Season 1?
Yes. I think maybe not. I mean, so it's gotta be, no, it can't be the finale, because episode 12 was the most recent one, and it feels like it's ramping up to the last fight, but I bet there's gonna be at least a couple episodes of padding, where it's like, oh no, okay, we're about to fight, and there's a flashback, and then we're about to fight, oh no, I bet they're gonna do something like that.
So
We'll
it's
see. Anyway,
not a
it's good.
20
I
episode
recommend
anime season.
We'll see. I don't like if it doesn't end soon. I don't know how it's gonna fill out a bunch more episodes, unless there's a huge shift and they go to space or something.
And what's with the hip hop thing? Are they black?
I don't know.
No. Yes, no?
The main character is not black, but he kind of has a fro. I don't know,
Okay.
like a Spike Spiegel kind of big hair thing.
It's cool.
It's just kind of funky. I like it a lot.
Always cool to learn.
It's probably
new
the best
animes.
thing that's going on right now. It's better than that crap Boku no Hero Academia.
Wait, I thought you liked that one.
No.
You don't?
It's super popular, but
It is.
I almost finished the first season, but I just burnt out because the main
But they're
character,
supposed to
like,
be,
I think he
like,
literally
funny and
cried
shit.
every episode.
Oh.
He was just a whinier
comedy, right?
version of Shinji. It's got some funny bits. It's not as funny as like One Punch Man. Like it does have some serious, like some played straight moments, but I mean it's a little silly in the way anime frequently is.
Is One Punch Man season 2 a thing already or no?
I don't think so. Fooly Cooley season 2 started airing.
Yes. Oh, yes. I heard it's super. I don't know. My brother was a huge fan of the first one, but he was really skeptical of the fact of making a season 2. He watched I think
Yeah.
the first episode, and he did not know how to feel about it.
I'm not hating it, but I'm also having a hard time. It's been so long since I watched Fooly Cooley season 1. I don't really remember like what it is. I remember details, but it's like I don't know what to expect from season 2. So I'm just kind of liking it. Like I don't really. It's not great. It's not bad. It's kind of just more weird stuff. People getting hit in the head with guitars and robots coming out of their heads.
Which is
More
the
of that.
first one, yeah.
It's more of that basically though.
Yeah.
So yes.
I know. So
Whoa.
tangents.
What else did you do? I mean,
Tangents are great.
watching anime is something
actually-
we do.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't get around to watching Cloak and Dagger. I wanted to.
Oh, I keep forgetting that I want to. Someday
What is
I
it
will.
on Netflix?
No.
No, it's not on Netflix.
It's
Otherwise
on
I would've
something I
watched
don't
it.
have.
AMC?
Yeah,
Maybe.
don't
I
know,
did watch
don't-
an HBO show called Barry, which I really, really liked. It's an 8-episode show where Bill Hader plays a hitman from like Missouri, and he goes to California to whack someone, and he falls in love with like the theater scene there. And I don't know, it's hard to describe, but it's very emotional and a good mix of like serious and funny. Like, I don't know, it's really good. If you have a way to watch HBO, I recommend watching Barry. Henry Winkler plays his acting instructor.
Cloak and Dagger is created for Freeform. What is Freeform? Never heard of that.
No
Never heard of
idea.
it. That is not a stamp that gives me hope.
Yeah, it's nothing I use, that's for sure.
So where do you see it?
I don't know.
Apparently it's on cable.
I pirate it if I would watch it.
That's the thing, is I think I would have to.
Yo-ho. The things I did watch, though, so there's Megalobox, there's Fooly Cooly, Keeping Up on Westworld. I watched episode 1 of The Expanse, because people at work said I should, and it's okay. It's like a sci-fi show. So like in the just like 100 years from now, you got people living on Earth, people living on Mars, and people living in the asteroid belt, and there's social unrest between all three groups. It's like oh, you stupid belters.
I've been seeing ads for, I think it's like a remake of an old movie or old TV show where it's like people trying to find this place and then they warp through some wormhole or something, and then
Lost
there's
in
like a
Space?
robot. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, I think
That
it's
aired on
Netflix
Netflix.
original.
Yeah, it got kind of mixed reviews. Like, it's good, I guess, but it kind of jumps the
I
shark.
do believe it's a remake. It's a
There's an
1960s
old
TV
show
series,
from the
yeah.
60s, yes. And there was a movie from like the early 2000s starring Gary Oldman.
I just find the trailers really annoying. It's the same fucking thing over and over again.
It does look real generic. Speaking of real generic,
I don't mean the show
apparently
looks
Star Trek's
generic,
getting new
but the
shows.
trailer makes it look generic.
Oh, sure, that's fair.
Because they use the freaking trombones and everything.
Yeah.
So freaking annoying. Okay, sorry. What are you talking about generic?
Star Trek's getting more shows apparently.
Sorry?
New shows of Star Trek. I'm not sure when they're set or what.
Or the blue one, the blue Klingon.
Wait.
Yes, but not like a sequel. More just new Star Trek. Like not a continuation. I don't know.
Right.
It just seems weird. I didn't even finish the new series because
My
it was
partner's a huge
too.
fan.
That's
Drawn
weird.
out.
I was
I
going to say,
want to
did they
finish
already
it.
just start a new series?
They
Yeah, blue
did,
Klingons. That's a
but
new
maybe
series.
it's a one-off. Maybe it's like a mini series where
Star
it's just
Trek
like
Discovery, right?
self-contained. Yeah, Discovery.
Which apparently is a branch or something. It's like a parallel thing or something. I don't know.
It might be set in the movie universe. I don't actually know.
Maybe.
I thought it was. I didn't
Oh,
think it was a
wow.
branch. I thought it was its own. I thought it was its own thing.
don't
Although
know what they're
I
doing
kind of
either.
hope it's a branch because one of the reasons I didn't like it is there's a lot of crap where it's trying to fit in and it's not fitting in. Like the main character is she's a human, but her like foster dad is Sarek, who is Spock's dad. And it's like why did Spock never mention he had a stepsister? And
Why
and how
does
come
this sound
Sarek
like a
loves
bad
her
fan
more?
fiction?
Yeah.
Like, Spock's father is adopted daughter that no one knew about. It just sounds like a bad fan fiction. What? Okay.
Pretty much, and he clearly cares about her more. He's like way more emotional with her than he ever is with Spock at any point ever. So that's a little annoying. But there's
Which
some really
is
good. There's
weird,
a really
right?
good.
Doesn't that like go against his character though?
Yes, I think they
Yeah, that's
broke
I'm just
his
not at all
assuming.
character.
I don't really watch Star Trek, so
It's just not very Vulcan-like. I mean,
Yeah, Vulcan,
this particular
yeah.
Vulcan married a human, so I mean, he had to have, I think, some
was logical.
ability.
he should
but
be like a bit of an
still.
exception, is what you're saying.
I guess, yeah. He's a bit more
I
of an
don't know.
exception, less of a... Yeah, this is weird.
Yeah.
Alright.
Movies I watched. I watched The
I re-
Incredibles 2.
Oh,
Did you?
yeah,
Would you?
yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
How was it?
It is good. It is very good in every way, except the fact that it is completely 100% predictable. But
Oh, okay.
that doesn't really ruin it. I mean, it's still just a great
Okay.
thing to watch.
But it's good.
But everything
okay.
you think will happen happens.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
I think
that's
predictable
fine.
is not like the worst thing it can be.
No, not
No,
necessarily.
it's certainly not the worst thing it could be for a sequel 14 years in the making.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it. I unfortunately
Yeah.
can't see it this
The
weekend, but I
marketing
really,
for it was
really
crazy.
want to. Yeah.
Yeah.
They freaking marketed using soccer because the World Cup is running right now. Soccer.
What?
Oh yeah, of all
That's
things.
hilarious.
All right. But yeah, I'm
didn't
excited
see
to see it.
that.
I really had very low expectations for it. I'm not going to lie. I liked The Incredibles. I did. But when I heard they were finally making a sequel, I was like, really? And I mean, the previews were funny, but like to me, I couldn't tell if like those were the funniest bits. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like as a cohesive. But it
No,
sounds
yeah,
like
they
they. But
did.
But that's
Yeah.
good. That's good. I'm glad. I'll definitely have to try to make time to see it.
Talking about the World Cup.
Okay.
The big world federation is called FIFA. It's like football
Yeah.
or something, whatever. So they are really corrupt. I'm not sure if you guys know this.
Yes,
I did.
Yes,
I remember
Okay,
last
okay.
year because there was like some smoke coming from their buildings. Like, the annual burning of the papers, the burning of the secret documents.
I literally only know because what's his face from last week tonight did a whole
John
bit on
Oliver.
it. So yeah.
Which
John
was really
Oliver.
funny because like a month before our like elections, one of the government buildings that holds our retirement fund, it was like on
no.
fire. Like one part of it,
Oh.
they're like,
Oh,
they're burning evidence.
Oh no. But anyway, about corrupt FIFA.
About FIFA.
Yeah.
So they fined Mexico. So like not the country, like the team and all that, right? So I think
Okay.
I guess in the
Oh,
end,
I
the
saw
country
this.
as well. Yeah, they fined Mexico because a bunch of Mexican fans were chanting, according to them, homophobic slurs. According to them, puto means I have no idea how to speak Mexican Spanish, whatever. So they got fined like $10,000 for homophobic slurs by their fans, which is funny because the World Cup is in Russia. You know, Russia has like groups going around trying to find LGBT
killing
people.
people
Well,
who are
it is
A
illegal
French
there,
couple got
right?
beat up. A French couple that went to the FIFA World Cup to watch in Russia got beat up by Russians. A gay couple. French gay couple.
Yeah.
So yeah, which is just really funny. Not the beating.
Funny.
The finding the Mexico.
No, the hypocrisy. We
Hypocrisy.
Good job, FIFA. Nailed
yeah.
it.
What else did you do for?
Well, I wanted to bring up, because I saw Incredibles, I didn't see Hotel Artemis, and now it's no longer in theaters, so that's very disappointing to me. But
What is that?
I did.
Don't think
It's
I've heard of
it stars Jodie Foster, and she runs like a secret hospital that only services criminals.
Oh yeah.
Why does it say? Why when I try to look up Hotel Artemis, one of the suggestions is Hotel Artemis John Wick.
Because so basically, it's not at all related to John Wick, but the world this takes place in seems very John Wickian. I've been describing this movie as Wes Anderson does John Wick.
Is it Wes Anderson?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it seems like it, because it's like an eccentric cast of coterous villains, and it's just like we've got, because it has like Jeff Goldblum, it has Dave Bautista, it's got Zachary Quinto, it's just got like a laundry list.
I want to watch this.
It
I
looks
know. I
really
forgot that
good.
this movie was a thing. I remember seeing the previews for it, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to see this."
I
Although
just
like
didn't
Jodie
have
Foster.
convenient
wasn't
movie
at
times
all.
for me.
Does it have? Does it have like Wes Anderson's humor?
I don't know. Maybe. So like I remember the funny thing that stuck out to me from the trailer was Dave Bautista showing up because he's the nurse. And he's like,
Dave
visiting
Bautista's
hours
the
or
nurse?
never. Yeah,
I want to
he's the
watch
nurse.
this. I really want to watch this now.
It's gotta be on Redbox at some point.
Yeah,
I don't even care if it's only a 58% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh really?
I know,
That's not great. I'll
Yeah,
still watch it. I think still give it a shot.
Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb basically is like 6 out of 10. IGN is 7 out of 10, and overall Google users
Maybe the
like
action's
68%.
boring.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I do like the setting and everything, and that's Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah,
And Batista. I
Yeah.
like Batista too.
yeah.
Yeah, I
mean,
know.
yeah. Although I was trying to think, I was thinking with this week because in general I'll watch anything with Jeff Goldblum in it, but I didn't see Independence Day 2, and I don't think I'm going to see the new Jurassic World. So there is a limit somewhere.
Yeah, my girlfriend doesn't want to see Jurassic World, even though she's a huge Jurassic Park fan. She is dreading the new movie.
I love Jurassic Park. I just don't think I'm going to pay money in theaters to see the new one.
Yeah, I was
did you know
surprised she didn't go see it tonight.
The new game came out. Okay, so do you know there's a
Oh,
new
the-
Jurassic game? Jurassic Park.
It's like a sim game, right? Where you're like a park manager.
Okay, so yeah, it's supposed to be like a spiritual sequel, whatever, to like the really popular Jurassic Park tycoon
Sim
management
zoo
game.
type. Yeah,
where you
sure.
build your
Okay.
own park and manage it. But I've been reading that it's less of a management game, but more of a disaster sim with tycoon elements.
Interesting.
Which is weird because
Alright.
the people that made it are tycoon people. Like, they know how to make tycoon games.
It should try to mash up like a tycoon game and Five Nights at Freddy's. That's what it should try to do.
Well, it should be like the latest Five Nights at Freddy's game. That's what it should be. Where you do kind of do the management, and then, like, depending on your choices, then you actually have to play the typical game.
Yeah.
Just becomes a shooter all of a sudden. Oh,
That'd be pretty
jeez.
cool.
Yeah. Why don't people pay us to come up with these ideas?
That's too bad because it's like it's not a cheap game. I'm not sure if it's $60.
Oh, wow.
Maybe it's 40.
I would've
Jurassic
guessed
World
30.
Evolution. So it's made by Frontier Developments, who are people who made Planet Coaster. They were known for Planet Coaster. But they are people that made the old Tycoon games. Like the same people. And it is a $55 game. So it's a $60 game, basically.
It's a full price game.
Yikes!
Yeah, it's a full price game. Yeah.
How about a nope on the nope train?
Have you guys heard of a movie from the, I think, early 90s called Leon the Professional?
I don't know it.
Yeah. Jean Reno. I love him.
Jean Reno and like a 12-year-old
I love
Natalie
him
Portman.
in Onimusha.
I haven't seen Animusha.
No. It's a game on the PS2.
Oh.
Onimusha 3. They got a Japanese actor who is really popular, Takeshi Kaneshiro, to play the samurai, and Jean Reno, he has like a whip weapon.
That
it's so
sounds
fucking cool. It's
amazing.
really badass. It's really badass. You should try to watch like
Oh,
any,
that sounds
if there are
really
Let's
cool.
Plays. Onimusha is a really
'Cause,
popular
yeah,
game.
it's a you're okay. And the name sounds kind of familiar, but I think if you'd asked me what it was, I would have guessed that.
It's basically
what's that game with the white wolf
samurai
and the
with
red
monsters.
tattoos on it?
Wait, what tattoos?
Okay. It's like a famous Nintendo
You're-
game.
Aren't you? Are you sure you're not thinking of Oh my gosh.
I've never played it,
Amaterasu.
but I know it's not Onimusha.
It's
Is it
a-
Amaterasu? Is it?
It's not Amaterasu, but it's the name. It's Ami is the name of the main character. What's it called?
Okami?
Okami.
Where you
Sure.
play the
Okami.
wolf god?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
maybe.
Yeah.
I've never played it.
It's very pretty.
Anyway, the movie, Leon the Professional, it's a fantastic movie. Like, it's well shot, it's well acted, it's well written. Gary Oldman plays the bad guy, one of his best performances ever. But I forgot, because I rewatched it, but I didn't remember that much of it. I forgot how intensely uncomfortable. There's multiple scenes with 12-year-old Natalie Portman essentially hitting on a 34-year-old Jean Reno. And it's just, like, I think it's supposed to be funny because the director's French, but just like, I don't like it. It's just, oh man, it sounds like an anime
Is she a
blight on an
prostitute
otherwise
in
good
that?
movie. No, she's literally like 12.
Oh, okay.
She dresses kind of like a prostitute, a prostitute.
I might just be thinking about Taxi Driver. What? Taxi Driver?
Oh, you could.
She's
There is a prostitute
right?
in Taxi
12-year-old
Driver,
prostitute.
yes, but she is full
Jodie Foster.
age. Full age. Is it Jodie Foster?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Could be. That reminds me. Who's the voice actress who does the mom in The Incredibles? Helen Hunt? Is that her name?
No clue.
Well, okay, then never mind. I didn't realize she was the mom in my favorite Nicolas Cage movie, Raising Arizona. So that was kind of cool because I kind of lump her and Jodie Foster and the other actress from Fargo together because they all kind of talk with like a lisp, like, hey, you. I don't know. I can't do an impression of them. But they all talk
Holly Hunter.
Similar. Holly Hunter. I think I said it right.
You're pretty close. Helen Hunt. That's pretty close.
That's pretty
Helen
close.
Hunt. Helen de Bonham Hunter.
The name of the character is Helen Parr, so I mean, pretty fucking close.
Okay. But that's everything I did today. Past X weeks in terms of watching things.
You
I
crammed
played a lot
all
of
that
games
in one
too.
day? Jesus.
Yeah, one
Damn.
day I was laid up. I also watched Three Amigos, but I didn't want to talk about that again. It's a fine movie. Just nothing important to say about it. In terms of video games, I finished Fallen Sales. Yeah.
Told you like it.
I didn't think I wouldn't like it. It's good.
But it does feel
kinda
so
reminds
good.
me-
It just feels good.
I like the game itself, it's not bad, but a game can be very bad, but if it's got real good Foley, that helps a lot. Like
Wait,
just
is
the
this the
atmosphere.
game that you say is the worst game you've ever played?
No,
Oh no.
no.
Oh boy, we're still waiting on that one.
Okay, I'll skip ahead to that. Actually, no. Let's ease into it.
I want to know what you feel, how you feel about Fallout Sales. How did you feel when you like reached the end?
Because
Because
a
the
little
game
let down.
like, doesn't.
I
right.
didn't.
Yeah.
There wasn't really enough narrative for
Yeah.
me to like understand what the ending meant.
It's one of those like you decide on your own kind of thing, I guess.
I guess I don't know.
Very artsy.
Yeah, it's a little artsy. So actually, saying artsy does segue nicely into the worst video game that I might have ever played. So let's set this up. Video games can be bad in multiple ways. The video game can be bad because it just feels bad to play. It's unplayable. In this case, this game actually feels really good to play. It's a free game on Steam. So I didn't expect much, but the controls are cool. It's got some neat little gimmicky mechanics, so it's fine to play. The reason it might be the worst video game I've ever played is because it's so artsy. It's so painfully artsy. Like, you know,
It's
the
ramming it
beginner's
down your
guide?
throat.
Yeah, you know the beginner's guide?
Oh yeah.
It's like that, but worse, because it's by like some 17-year-old kid.
I feel
there's
like the
literally-
beginner's guide is kind of like the maximum artsiness.
This is it's so I'm gonna give specific examples. It starts off fine like a normal video game, but then it just gets into like these really like meta things where there's like a moment where you're sitting in a classroom and you're just like, and you're not even playing a game. You're sitting in the classroom and you can turn the camera, but it just starts playing this monologue from the creator. He's like, "I'm not just a test number. Maybe I won't get into my favorite dream school, but I'm going to keep making video games no matter what people say." And just like, oh my god, you're like, you should keep making video games no matter what people say, but you don't need to make a video game. Like, are you so insecure that you need to like just vomit this out here? It's like watching someone just masturbate over like there's a moment in the video game where you're just walking through an art gallery of Steam reviews of other games this person has done, and they're so on point. Like the negative ones, I agreed with all of them pretty much. The positive ones were the worst because the positive ones were just like, this is the first video game that made me cry. It's like, no, like there's nothing sad in here in that way. Like,
To be fair, just because you cry doesn't mean it's sad.
That's also true. But they recommended it, like thumbs up. First game made me cry. Thumbs up. Would recommend this game. There's a scene
You
where
haven't
you're
named
climbing
the game.
a ladder.
Name and shame, baby. Name and shame.
I don't know that I want to even like promote this game by mentioning it. Like, I recorded my gameplay. I have an hour of footage, and I don't know that I'm going to publish it just because it's
that bad.
I just felt sick when I finished playing this game. It's like that somebody could have this little self-awareness that they thought it was a good idea. It's like just fan fiction. Like, it's just so unoriginal and juvenile, and I don't know.
What if the creator comes up and says, "But that's the point. It's satire."
I'd say it's been done before and better. Like,
you can't do something that you kind of meant seriously, and then people make fun of it, and then you backtrack and go, "I was just kidding."
Just kidding.
It's
like just a joke. You didn't get a joke. Whoosh.
That is exactly what this person would try to do. They would absolutely. Like, because there's a moment in the game as well where you're in a room and it's just a wall, like a Star Wars crawl of text, and it's some sort of text chain between the game developer and presumably a girl, and it's about just like how she likes him like a friend, and it's just like, this is the kind of person who thinks that by recognizing the situation, it makes them super wise. And it's like, this is a situation where this is happening. I have pointed it out, therefore I am a superior being. It's just like,
superior being.
God.
It's like Emily is away all over again.
Oh my god, that game made me so mad.
I know.
I really wanted to punch my screen.
That's
Which
why
game?
I had made my brother play Emily is Away. It's basically just a whole thing of a guy trying to be so wise and self-aware that friend zone thing.
Did you play the second one? Emily is Away 2?
I did not.
I really want to play it. And I get
Emily's still away.
Yeah, I kind of want to get it and force my brother to play it. I keep forgetting
So
to, though.
I assume this game is a first-person walking simulator kind of thing.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna assume too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
That's
there's
like
like
the
a moment in the
go-to-
game. There's a moment in the game where there's like a painting, and you go through the painting, and then you're in like a closet, and you start climbing a ladder, and then behind the ladder is just a huge screen showing it's playing a video, like an MP4 recording of the creator like making the painting, and then they just start like, I don't even really know why, but they're like throwing themselves on the ground and having like a tantrum and like throwing newspaper everywhere, and it's just like, this means something, it's raw and emotional. It's like, no, this is stupid. It's just on the main menu you can play the game with director commentary, and I'm like, I would literally rather drive a pencil through my ear into my brain than do that. Like, I don't know how you can have director commentary in a game that's already 80% the director just monologuing. I don't know what you're gonna comment on. Like, oh yes, this is my
Comment
dark
on the
period.
comment.
Like, God,
Honestly,
like,
you're not
I
asking
feel-
enough to appreciate
I'm
it.
ashamed at how emotional I'm getting over this game. Like, this game shouldn't mean anything to me, but I'm just upset that it's not the Peter
Maybe that
principle.
was
What's
the
that
point,
thing?
parody.
What's that thing where people who are incompetent at a thing are as incompetent at recognizing how good they are at a thing, you know? What's that
getting really
called?
mad.
Yeah.
Like, it's really rare to see you so animated about something.
It's so funny how mad
just-
you are about
I
this.
think it's because it's just so much smugness and like so much unself-awareness. It's like, you gotta have some
Is the developer being
ability.
17 a fact? Actually, is that a fact?
Well, because they're talking about high school and not getting into their dream college, I
right.
assume they're 17 or 18.
Yeah, true. That makes sense. It would be really
And they
sad
look pretty young
if they're over
in the
8.
video. It's just like,
Well,
yeah.
here's the problem. They're either 18 or like 32 and never
Oh,
got out of
no.
the high school mentality. There's no in between on this, guys.
I would
Man,
prefer
I
it
know
if they
some
were
people who
30.
like
That'd be
never got
funnier.
past the high school thing,
Oh my gosh, I know.
and it's just
oh my gosh,
so
it's frustrating.
cringy. Like,
Yeah.
they go on about like how much they can drink and how like, oh, I go to clubs every night, or like every weekend
Yeah.
I have so much things to do. Is like, okay, wanking is a thing to do. I don't know what you want me to say, man.
And that's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What is up with that whole? I can drink more, so I'm a superior being. I love that superior being thing. I just,
Some Ubermensch.
oh
Some
man.
Ubermensch. I don't know. People be
yeah.
tripping.
I mean, I will say the name of the game if you really want to know it.
I want to know.
I wonder.
Okay.
I think you should release it. I think you should release it.
You think I should?
Are you
Okay.
as mad as?
I don't know that I get as mad, but I definitely am not like, I mean, I do that line where I'd rather stab a pencil through my ear. I do say that.
I think it can make for good entertainment at least.
Maybe. I mean, because it's just from a technical standpoint, the game is well made. Like, there's a really
Really?
cool scene where you're like in an art gallery, and then like the puzzle is like you pick up like a picture frame off of the ground or whatever, and you're looking through it. And so the border around what the picture frame is normal, but through the picture frame, you can now see like invisible platforms. So you're trying to like do like some invisible platforming to get like around. And so it's got some cool stuff. Like the visuals are good. Like it's a well-made game. It's just the content is complete ass. And it has mostly positive reviews on Steam right now.
Well, because
Free games, people don't have standards. I don't know. Maybe it's because
pretty
there's a lot
sure
of
because-
sub-17-year-olds who think it's deep. A lot of 14-year-olds are like, this.
Because
Oh
the
man,
people who don't
this
have
guy
much money to
gets
buy
me.
games are that age, and then they play
Yeah.
it,
That's
true.
and then they're like, "Oh, it's so deep."
so deep.
Uh,
It gets me. It gets my soul.
Can something be so deep when it's like 100% being told to you
Just
with
a youth?
words?
It's so deep I
Um,
can't even see you.
It's a good question. I think it can be.
Hmm.
I don't know that. I mean, it's hard, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
think
is.
it can be. Like I think like philosophy can be deep, and that's pretty much
True.
just words.
True, that's
It's
true.
true. Yeah, it's pretty blatant.
Yeah.
That's how it hits.
So better games that I played, both better but also not good. I played a game called Dysfunctional Systems. I just played it right before recording this podcast.
I think I have that as something I wanted to play. How is
It's
it?
a visual novel. So
Yes,
I've only played it for
that's
about
why.
20 minutes, and so I don't have a strong opinion yet. I don't like the writing style so far. It's not the worst I've ever had, but there's just a lot of ellipses, a lot of characters going like or hmms, just like these like weird placeholder cluttery
that voice
junky
acting?
type things. It's not, which I'm very glad for.
Right.
It's
It
not
means
what?
I can
I'm sorry?
voice act it. It's not voice acted,
Oh, right.
which I like. But the setting seems pretty cool. So like the idea I think is that you are like an apprentice, and the other character I've met so far is like your mentor, and you work in some sort of place that goes to like parallel worlds and tries to like fix them. Like, oh, these guys, they haven't figured out good recycling and they're polluting the planet, so we're going to try and steer them towards a better way. So that seems kind of interesting. I'm sure it'll give me some good narrative, like Mass Effect type decisions. Like, oh man, do we sterilize the population or do the overcrowding keep happening? That I'm expecting that kind of stuff, but we'll see. The main character is just really annoying right off the bat. The student, I don't know. So she can get better. We'll see. The last two games I played were Eden Rising Supremacy, which is a
Looks
a sand
interesting.
boxy tower defense game. Graphics wise, it looks a lot like Fortnite.
I'm sure that was what they were going for.
Probably. So I'm actually really liking it. The idea is it's this open world game, so you can run around and like harvest things and kill monsters and harvest them, and then every now and then you come across these crucibles, which are basically hubs, and you can trigger waves of monsters to attack those, and you can build towers and defend against those, and by successfully defending against waves, that's how you essentially tech up. You can unlock new weapons and that kind of stuff. So the tower defense is probably the weakest part, because
Seriously?
it's a third person tower defense game, and the combat just doesn't feel great. It's not horrible. I think part of the problem is it's an up to 8-person co-op game, and so the combat's really not optimized for a single person to fight multiple monsters at the same time. So it's not the worst thing ever, but it's the weakest part. My favorite part is kind of just running around the world and exploring, because it does that well. Because the penalty for death isn't too high.
Is it roguelike or
Nope.
can you play single player?
You host a server. You can. So when you make the server, you choose like the difficulty, and that basically is like a 1-to-1 correlation of number of players in the server.
Is there base building?
Sort of. So each crucible, you can build your turrets on there, your tower defense turrets, and you can also upgrade them so that they periodically just generate resources. Like every 20 minutes, it just spits out a free turret that you can put in your inventory and place later, or some other resource type thing. So a little bit of base building. Most of the building is you can build turrets, obviously. You can build weapons, armor, like different harvesting tools, obviously, and consumables. So I mean, it's early access. I would not recommend you pay
Did
money
you
for
buy
it
it?
yet. No, I was given the Steam key from the developers.
Sounds interesting.
I like it. I'm liking it more than I thought I would.
Okay.
So I'd like to try it with more people, I think. Yeah, we'll see. I need to do more wave defense type stuff to see if it gets too hard for a single player or not. So that was
you
a good
think there's
game. And
potential?
I do think there's potential. I don't think it's ever gonna catch on and get like a big game. Like I feel like Ark is pretty much better in every way. Because I mean, I guess there's
The
no
dinosaur
tower
one.
defense in Ark. Yeah, the dinosaur one just seems more fun from the sandboxy perspective, and it has a lot of similar type stuff going on in Ark. I guess in this game you don't have to worry about food, which I appreciate.
Okay.
It's less sandbox because the tower defense, but because like the problem again with the tower defense thing is it relies too much on you, the player, being an active defender. Like, I can only, like, as you do waves, you tech up, and your tech determines how many towers you can place. And I can only place, like, 4 towers right now, and they fire very infrequently. So I do almost all of the killing as the player. So it doesn't feel super tower defense. It just kind of feels like an arena fighter almost at during these moments.
Sounds like they want to cram a lot of things without there being a focus.
That's definitely a problem they could have. Yeah, I don't know. So it's okay so far. It's early access, so again, don't spend money on it, but it might get better in the future.
Okay.
We'll see.
It is fairly new.
I hadn't heard about it until like less than a month ago. I got the key about like a month ago, and then I hadn't played it
because I
until
saw your
this week.
videos on it, and I was like, wait, is this an adventure game? You don't really play anything else other than like, you know, those narrative games on your channel. I'm like, okay, this looks weird.
I play visual novels, I play side scrollers that aren't platformers, and I play third person puzzle walking simulators.
Yeah. What about you, Sarah? What'd you do?
So, I haven't unfortunately been able to watch too much stuff, but I did finally bite the bullet and buy one of the Fire Emblem Fates games. For those who may recall, these games came out like 2 years ago. This is not new. But basically, after Fire Emblem Awakening's success, they made like... It's basically the similar storyline, but they split into 3 different games. So you have Fire Emblem Fates, Birthright, Conquest, and Revelations. Revelations is DLC basically only. I was waiting because I was like, I am not spending $120 for 3 games for a similar kind of story. But then I found out that when you buy one of them, the other 2 are half off. So I was like, oh, well, that's a little easier to manage. Yeah, $80 is a lot better than $120. So I bit the bullet and got Birthright. Basically, the basic storyline, for those who don't know, is just that you are a royal person. From Kingdom A and Kingdom B are at war with each other. You've been raised in Kingdom A your whole life, but you had lost your memories. But then suddenly you found out that you were actually... Yeah. But then you found out you were actually born in Kingdom B, but Kingdom A kidnapped you. So the whole... So the whole thing...
This is just like... there's a Marvel subplot like this.
Yeah. So, like, basically, one game is if you decide to side with Kingdom A, the other game's if you side with Kingdom B, and the third game is when you realize that they're both actually, like, they're just at war for a really dumb reason, and then the game number 3 is you trying to go against both of them but trying to bring peace, right? So, the thing is that, like... I joke that I have found accidentally another incest game because like you are technically, because you can marry, and they have a reason why you have kids from the future. Again, it's different than Awakening, but they do have a reason why you have kids in the future. So you can get married and make babies, but yeah, the people that are supposedly your siblings from both kingdoms are eligible, all of them. So, and what's really weird is they make it sound like in the beginning that you were raised in Kingdom A, but you weren't actually obviously related to them, but you were raised in Kingdom B. So they make it seem like you were actually like blood related, but you can marry the men in Kingdom B. And there's also like, because you can still get conversations between your other siblings, even if they're similar, you know, even if you're both women. And one of my sisters from Kingdom B mentioned something about, like, how you guys didn't have the same mother. So, I don't know if it's supposed to be a spoiler that you're not actually related to Kingdom B or what that is. They haven't explained that yet. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go with that there's just a lot of incest going on here in both games, if you count step-siblings and adoptive whatever. But that's okay. I'm just gonna go marry the ninja. Because he's cute. But anyway, but no, otherwise, each game is supposed to play a little differently. Birthright's supposed to be the easiest one, that's why I got that one first. So, Birthright's supposed to be easier, Conquest is supposed to be much more difficult, and Revelation's supposed to be even harder. So it's kind of like a mix of the two, actually. So I'm playing through Birthright, and it plays a lot like, Awakening and stuff like that, so I'm pretty used to it. You get your own... The only thing is that they added kind of a multiplayer feature. You basically kind of start building, like, your castle base that can get resources and stuff, and you're supposed to be able to visit other castles, either to trade or to actually battle them and, like, destroy them and stuff. But, like, this game's 2 years old, so nobody does that function anymore. Which makes things kind of hard, because in order to get certain, like, things. It's not super important, but like there's certain resources that you're supposed to be able to get to kind of get some extra stuff. And you're supposed to do that by visiting other castles. But because I don't have that option, I have to do it the super long way, which takes forever. So, yeah. But otherwise, I mean, it's fun. Lots of characters, dialogue, fun stuff. So, I'm only like halfway through the story because, of course, with all these games, I go by way too slowly and way overanalyze like every single way I should level these people up, even though I'm on the easy mode. So,
is it a visual novel or is it a tactics game?
It's a tactics game. It's like Fire Emblem, yeah. It's just that the new Fire Emblem games have added some visual novel-esque. I think they always did, but there's more visual novel stuff than there used to be. One thing that's kind of weird is there's a thing you can do where when you're kind of outside a battle where you can invite one of your crewmates over, and all it is you get this little high-definition cutscene of their face being like, oh, this was so much fun, and that's just kind of it. And I was like, that's super random. What is that? I found out that in the original Japanese version of the game, you could do like a touching the face minigame where you could just
touching
like,
the face.
Like you would poke their face with your stylus and like make them go, oh. It's like, oh. They took that out in the American version. I'm not surprised.
Censorship!
Yeah. So that's a little weird. So those scenes don't make any sense because they just fade to black and you're like, what just happened? Alright. That was weird. So,
with new innovative poke the face gameplay.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. But anyway, I mean, it's fun. The voice acting's fine. But basically, like, when you do the tactics portion, and if you have certain members of the team pair up and do attacks and stuff like that, you can unlock scenes where they kind of talk to each other, and when you unlock those scenes, then the next time they pair up for battle, they're better together. So you want to like start pairing people up, and when they're married, they're super like unstoppable in battle together. So that's why you want to raise those stats up and stuff like that. Or you're like me, who's a completionist in those things and just wants like people to make babies and just talk to each other and get married. So there's that too. You just pair people up. You're getting married. I don't have much like choice on how I get people married. I'm just like, oh, you guys seem cute. You guys are gonna get married now. That's it. That's all. So yeah, that's kind of all I've really been playing. My girlfriend's is now on Mass Effect 3, so that's been interesting. Trying to get through that, though she's almost done with that. And otherwise I've just been finishing my last week of work, so whew! That's it for me.
Nice.
I
didn't play as many games as Fo did.
Yeah,
think short games.
But the two games I played were really, really good. First one is Vermintide 2. So Vermintide 2 is the sequel to Vermintide 1, obviously. So I didn't play the first one. I played like maybe 2-3 hours of it, so I can't really compare. But first thing is the melee feels really good. Like, just feels really visceral, and the sounds of, bones crunching and flesh rending, I guess. It's just
Have you
really
played
good.
as the human guy with the big hammer?
Human guy with big hammer.
It's like whirlwind. Maybe I'm confusing different people.
Was he
He's
the
like a
first
lateral.
game?
Maybe I'm confusing with the first game. Somebody had a hammer. Maybe it's just the dwarf character. But they had a nice sideways slap with their hammer, just like knock guys flying.
Yeah, there's like a big soldier guy that has like, big ass weapons.
This is Y-hander guy, maybe.
So, and I feel like, number one, the gameplay loop is just really satisfying. And so the grinding doesn't feel that bad because the game just feels good.
Okay.
So the rewards now you get stuff that for your character that you're playing currently. So that's good, I guess. That wasn't the case in the first game, right? You get it randomly.
Right. They had to kind of patch that into the first game.
So now you have like 5 careers. One is like the big soldier guy. The other one's a dwarf. One is like a assassin type lady, and one guy is like a witch hunter, and the other one is a sorceress. and each career has like 3 jobs that you can unlock at level 7. You unlock the next 2 jobs at level 7 and level 15, and you get skill points every 5 levels until level 30. And leveling up is really slow. So I played mostly Witch Hunter at the beginning because I was like, ooh,
I like the Witch Hunter the most.
This guy's cool, and like my favorite weapon now is the flail. The flail is so nice because it's like,
I haven't tried that.
Because it's fast, but it's also like crowd control, and it hits multiple enemies. It's really cool.
I think the thing I like about the sword of the Witch Hunter is because then his offhand is a gun, which I really like alternating between.
Right. But then I tried the dwarf, and the dwarf is really fun to play.
The dwarf, I didn't try the dwarf, but I've been reading about the game, and I really like its subclasses, like the Slayer or the Ironbreaker. Both of those sound really fun.
My favorite is the Ironbreaker.
Ironbreaker seems
because
cool.
I get to use that fire weapon thing, which is really fun.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have 2 weapons, one melee and a ranged
Right.
weapon. So the ranged weapon is like a fire thing that doesn't use ammo, but it just overheats.
I didn't know that.
So to get every time you finish the game, you get experience points, plus you get one chest, and to upgrade the chest, you need to bring with you at the end of the level tombs and grimoires,
Which take up healing potion slots.
which takes up the grimoires takes up. So the tombs take up your healing potion slot, which you can remove, drink the potion and pick it back up.
Sure.
The grimoire takes up your
Grenade?
buff potion.
Oh, okay.
So the buff potion slot, but it also takes up 1/3 of your health.
Oh, I didn't know
So there's
that.
2 grimoires in every level, and you have to finish the level. If you take both, you have to finish level with 1/3 of your health as maximum health. And sometimes it's better to not take it or just to take one, depending on who's on your team. And actually, the AI is pretty good.
The AI is not bad.
The AI is pretty good.
It's acceptable.
The one thing the AI is good at is because there are special units, and the units are annoying because all they do is split you up, which is the point, I guess. But there's an assassin unit which just totally immobilizes you because it will like jump on you and just start stabbing you, and somebody has to come save you.
In both Vermintides, the thing I didn't like about they have the same kind of specials that Left 4 Dead has, but I feel like in Left 4 Dead they do a really good job of having like some sort of sound effect or some sort of cue, or just better at spawning them so that you have time to react. But like I've lost multiple games of Vermintide 1 just because like that assassin guy would just systematically take out the entire party.
In Vermintide 2, the characters will have banter, and they will point out special units. So the one thing good about AI, the AI knows where the special units are. So if you get like
That's
attacked,
a good point.
the AI will just go straight for you, and they will use their ranged weapons and stuff, and they are pretty accurate. So that's one good thing. So it doesn't have that human thing of like, okay, so where the fuck are you, and where the fuck should we try to help you?
That's infuriating.
Yeah, and the one thing about those secret tombs and grimoires, they are really out of the way.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's like,
I mean,
it's not bad. It was frustrating for me because in the beginning, like, I was like, why are you guys jumping on the thing that we don't look like we're supposed to jump on?
Yeah, I guess once you know they're there, the magic wears off and they get frustrating.
So that one's fine, but overall, I think the game is really good.
So the thing that broke the game for me, the thing that made me refund the game, was I didn't
number one,
like
right? Number 1.
2. I never bought 1.
Wait, you
I was in
tried
the
2?
beta for 1. I bought 2 and I played it for about 2 hours and I refunded it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you played it.
Because I did not like the trolls.
The
I found
bile
them
trolls, the one that vomits.
I definitely the bile trolls. I didn't know there's more than one kind of troll. I think maybe I just got super unlucky in my games, but I just kept getting hit with trolls, and they were just boring. Like, they just soak up so much damage. I don't know, it wasn't fun at all. And then you'd sometimes like, oh, here comes a special assassin guy at the same time as the troll. And it's not like hard per se, it's just extra aggravation, which I didn't
They
have fun
might
with.
have patched that, maybe.
Okay, maybe
Because-
it's certainly possible.
Because I've played it for 20 hours now so far.
Mm-hmm.
And 90% of the time, I would say, I didn't feel the game was unfair. I would say
Okay.
95% of the time. So
a good
sometimes
amount
you
of time.
just sometimes you just feel like, why are you spawning so many things at the same time?
Totally.
You have that feeling, but most of the time they don't now. So
It also depends on the location of the spawn.
yeah, maybe they improved. So because I don't know, I bought it
Let me
like
see if I can read the patch
2-3
notes.
weeks ago. So I've also heard that they patched something about the rewards, like the rewards are
Oh.
better now, because veteran is just really difficult. I've been playing on recruit, which is the first difficulty, and veteran is the second one, and veteran is so fucking difficult.
I
Like,
assume the hard difficulties essentially require human players.
yeah, it does, but it's just, I think I really recommend it if you're looking for a co-op multiplayer game, and right, I played. The two games that I really like so far is Killing Floor 2 and Vermintide 2, and if I had to choose, I would choose Vermintide 2.
That's cool.
Yeah. Because you have objectives, which is what I like. You keep moving, while
Right.
Killing Floor 2 is just like a arena thing.
More tower. Yeah, that's true.
So Vermintide 2 is really good. I didn't feel it was unfair most of the time. It felt rewarding, and it feels really visceral. It just feels good. Like, I think they got first person
does.
melee well. They did first person melee well. So
Easily, my favorite thing of Vermintide 2 over Vermintide 1 is there's vastly more playstyles now in the game.
yeah. At first, every time I start a new character, I will feel like the character doesn't feel different. But you gotta like get up there in like maybe unlocking the second class or getting a couple more talent points.
I think they
your
feel
weapons.
I actually just I think they feel different immediately.
Okay.
Not drastically
For me-
different, but different.
For me, it takes a while more, especially getting weapons
do
that
get more different.
getting weapons that the other classes can't use.
Right. It does suck to essentially like downgrade. Like once you've upgraded a class, switching classes is a step back for sure.
I do like
Which
that you
sucks.
share accessories.
Mm-hmm.
So like amulets and stuff you can use for all your characters, which is cool. So yeah,
Yes.
Vermintide 2, I highly recommend it. So the next thing I played is World of Final Fantasy.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Yeah, do you guys know about it at all?
No.
I don't actually.
It's Pokemon.
Oh,
Imagine
What?
Pokemon in a Final Fantasy game.
what are you catching?
Monsters.
Jugbos?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So basically the Final Fantasy monsters. So imagine
It's like Monster Hunter.
so
I feel
imagine
like I need to bring this down now that we're
Not
talking
Monster
about it.
Hunter. What's
Yeah.
Dragon Quest? What's the name? No, Dragon Heroes?
Dragon Quest.
Are you talking about Monster?
Dragon Quest is what I'm
Hunter?
thinking of. Not
Dragon
Monster
Quest.
Hunter. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So imagine Pokemon, Final Fantasy, and imagine if the Pokemons you stack them on your head.
Sounds like a
So-
Disgaea thing.
So there's a stacking thing in this game, which is weird and fun at the same time. So, okay, so it's called World of Final Fantasy, but it's very Kingdom Hearts in sense of it's still turn based. It's not like action like Kingdom Hearts, but the character designer of Kingdom Hearts worked on it, so the game looks like Kingdom Hearts. And the story is convoluted, which is like Kingdom Hearts. But also there's also stacking. So you use twins, brother sister combo. So these two like humans. Okay, I don't even know where to start. So yeah, you use these two people, normal sized people, called giants. They are called giants with a J, not with a G. They spell it with a J because
gosh.
of course they do. So
I already
you
hate
use these normal humans called giants, but you're in a world called Grimoire, which have small chibi-sized humans, really cute big eyes called Lillikins.
Okay.
But your twin brother-sister combo can also change into Lillikin and Giants at any time they want. Are you following so far?
It's a
maybe.
weird kink. Got it. Okay.
Okay. So the monsters that you catch, which are called mirages, Pokemons, the monsters
Yeah.
you catch have different sizes to them. Your human characters also have different sizes depending which one you choose. So the big normal size one, the giant ones, are an L size. The Lilican ones are a M size, which is large and medium. And your mirages also have small, medium, and large sizes. And you can choose to stack them. So if you are in giant mode, which is L size, you can stack a S size mirage and an M size mirage on top of your head. So it looks exactly like what you're thinking right now. Imagine Sarah with another one on top of her head. So one on top of that chocobo.
Hold up. I got this.
Pretty much that. So if you're M size, you will put an S size one on top of your head, and you get to ride an L size one underneath you.
Wait, and why do you do this?
Because the game developer asked you to do it, so you do it.
Wait, do you get something for it, or just like a cosmetic thing?
No, that's just how the game is played. Like, literally, that's just how the game is played. So there are stacks, and you combine all of your stats. So all your HP will be combined into one stack. So if
I see.
if each character has
see.
1000 HP, one stack will have 3000 HP.
Gotcha.
Everything will be stacked. Your abilities, you will have your individual abilities, but also the stacked abilities. So like depending on the combination, you might get a more powerful fire power, or you might get a stronger ice power, depending on which type of mirage you use. And also and to use abilities and magic and skills in battle, you need to use something called AP, which is ability points, action points, whatever it's called. So AP does not increase as you level up. Each mirage will only have 4 individually, but when you stack, you get 12. And some skills are more than 4, so you can't cast them if you're not stacked. It's a weird game.
Okay.
So
yeah, is it fun?
oh, it's really fun. I have like 55 hours in it so far, and I'm in Act
good
3.
lord.
Yeah, a lot of grinding, a lot of capturing mirages. So the leveling up of mirages in this game uses a sort of like Final Fantasy X board thing. Anybody play Final Fantasy X here?
Nope.
I only know of it. I didn't.
So when you level
play
up in
it.
Final Fantasy X, each character
Yeah.
has like their skill boards. It's like
Yeah,
points
yeah,
on the
yeah.
screen.
Yep.
You use a skill point to unlock each board, and then you get more strength, or you unlock a magic power. So each mirage will have their board. It's not as huge as Final Fantasy X, but each mirage will have their board. And because you need to change up the sizes, and because you need to stack, you can evolve and devolve. So say a chocobo, the first one is a chocobo chick, and then a chocobo, and then a metal chocobo. You can
No, that's cool.
unlock all the mirage boards at any time without being evolved. You can go back and forth depending on what size you want and how you want to stack your thing. There's just a lot of ways to play around, and I really like that. It's very customizable, which is really cool. It's just that the humans don't have boards, so how you get to give them skills, they have to use jewels, and to unlock jewels, you have to unlock a point on a mirage board for each mirage, and you'll get like a jewel like cure or fire and ice, those kind of things. And the story is really convoluted. And
as usual.
I don't know why Japanese developers love to do this, but they have an annoying cute companion. And this annoying cute companion has a weird thing that she does with her speech where she adds the word "duh" everywhere. But it is the dangerous. Like that. By Imagine for 55 hours.
They got weird things with. I only know this because
Why do
I
they
guess
like
in
annoying
like.
companions? Why?
Well, I just mean in general they like annoying things that have weird speech impediments because there's there's this race in one of the MMOs for Final Fantasy that have a similar kind of speech impediment when they speak. So it's not like that, but they have something weird like that. I think I think it's also one of those things that probably is more easily able to be done in Japanese than in English.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I can't see.
It just doesn't translate well.
Yeah. So, okay. So another thing that annoys me is I'm not sure for the Steam version. Oh, this game is on Steam as well, but I'm playing it on the PS4 and the Vita. The PlayStation versions, I don't know why they did this, but the non-Japanese version doesn't have access to the Japanese voice pack. If you want access to the Japanese voice pack, you have to buy the day one edition of the game, and you get a code to unlock a bunch of different things, including the Japanese voice pack. But that code has an expiry date. It's just weird. Just let us download it, for fuck's sakes. You have it. Just let us download it, because apparently the Japanese voice pack is better. So yeah, if you don't care about portability and you don't have a Vita, I would recommend the Steam version, because hopefully there's the Japanese voice pack in that. I'm not sure how buggy it is, because PC port, hopefully it's not too buggy, but overall the game is really good. It's just really weird, but I love it. You stack Pokemons on your head.
That's so weird.
It is. And the story just keeps getting more and more convoluted. I'm on Act 3 now, I believe. As in chapter 20, but like the third act.
Got it.
So yeah.
Guess we'll see how that goes then.
Yeah. But I do recommend it. It's a really good game. Like, if you're into Final Fantasy and Pokemon, it's like a no-brainer. Like, honestly, no-brainer at all. And it's currently 50...
Surprised they made a good one.
Yeah.
They made it work.
I really hope there's a World of Final Fantasy 2, maybe. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, there's also a weird thing where... Remember those Lillikens? Like, everybody in the world is like the small version. They have Final Fantasy characters as those. They are called champions. So you get Squall and Cloud and Tidus and Yuna and... like, you know, characters from the other games. It's just weird. And you get to summon them as champions.
Okay. What's the size? The size thing's so weird.
The size thing's weird. Yeah.
Alright.
So those were the two games I played. And I recommend both of them.
Okay.
No 70-year-olds made my games.
Amazing.
So yeah, news time?
News time.
I guess E3 was a thing.
What? What's that?
You guys want to talk about a Fortnite on PS4 thing first?
Sure, let's do that.
Okay, so Fortnite Battle Royale, not the normal one. So Fortnite Battle Royale was on PC first, and then they went on the PS4, and then now it's also on the Xbox One and the Nintendo Switch. So nobody knew this at the time, but if you played it on your PS4 using your Epic Games account, you can't play it on anywhere else apart from PC, I believe. I think you still can play it on PC.
Can you? I'm not even sure about that, but yeah, I know it's definitely not like with Switch or whatever.
Yeah, but basically, if you want to play it on your Switch or your Xbox One, they're not allowing it because Sony or whatever.
Because Sony is Sony.
Like, not having crossplay is fine.
Sure.
But to lock your account...
Yeah, like, the way they did it is just really...
Yeah.
Just not... Like, there's no warning, it just...
Yeah, nobody knew. Like, they didn't say anything.
Nobody knew about it. Like, they didn't even say, like, you need to... Yeah, just locks your account out. You just can't even... It's just...
So, yeah,
there's a way they could have done it, and that was not the way.
Yeah, you can't play it on your Switch or Xbox One if you had those. If you have those.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's really fucked up. Almost sounds illegal, but I'm not sure.
Almost. I don't know if it technically is. I mean, it's a private company doing their own private thing, so...
True.
But yeah.
So yeah, don't play Fortnite on the PS4, I guess. So because Sony is holding your accounts hostage, basically. I mean, they literally are. So even after removing your account on the PS4, you can't play it on the Switch or the Xbox One.
Yeah. So, good job.
Annoying. Yeah. The one game that I was really interested in two games, but this one more, is Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
I don't think I saw that one.
I don't think I did either.
It's a ninja samurai
Of course.
whatever Japanese game, and it's
Well, it
made
sounded
by
like one.
From Software.
Oh yes, I did see this. I just didn't.
You have like a
didn't clock
grappling
the
hook
name.
arm thing, and
yes,
it looks
they said very clearly it's not going to be Dark Souls.
yeah, and it looks fast paced. They might be going no stamina bar action route, hopefully.
Interesting.
Because the way the character move, like, you have to have
It
a
looks
huge
Dark
ass
Souls.
stamina bar.
Yeah.
And also, people are not happy because it's not Dark Souls.
Well, obviously.
Because apparently,
Yeah.
I don't think people know this, but From Software made a lot of mecha games.
Freaking Armored
No,
Core
no.
2.
Yeah, they made Armored Core, for
jam.
fuck's sakes.
No, only Dark
Apparently,
Souls.
they've officially said the Armored Core franchise is not dead.
Really?
They have said that.
Guess we'll see.
Talking about a game from Software, they had a game for the Xbox, the first Xbox, I believe, that was only on the first Xbox called Metal Wolf Chaos, and Devolver Digital is porting it to the PC. It's a From Software game where you play the President of the United States in a mecha suit.
Ah, that sounds familiar.
So yeah, that's really cool. I'm gonna get that. I mean, because mechs and weird things, and From Software. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good reason to get a thing.
Yeah. The only other thing that that was notable for me from E3 that pissed me off was the EA one showing a Command and Conquer game, and I was like, oh my god, Command and Conquer, no, it's a mobile game. Fuck you.
Yeah, I know. Oh, people are so pissed about that. I never played Command and Conquer, but I saw the reactions and priceless. So much upset. Command
So
and
at first I was like,
mobile.
wait a minute, this trailer looks like a Command and Conquer game. But before, I didn't know it was gonna be a mobile game. But what gave me a clue was the two characters on the screen using like a touchscreen like arm panel thing, and I'm like, is this gonna be a mobile game? Because this doesn't look serious.
Womp womp.
So yeah, fuck you, EA. Basically.
Thanks, EA. Speaking of EA, so for those who know, I always love, not always, I guess, but I'm pretty big fan of BioWare, I would say. I've played most of their games, and I usually enjoy them. And
Most
so
of
when
their
Anthem
games
first,
have been really good, apart from Andromeda, though, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
I don't think
some of their older ones,
They've never had any misses, I would say.
not any, like, I think, super, popular misses. I mean, some of their older games, I think, were kind of clunky.
True.
They didn't technically do KOTOR 2, so they can't really be blamed for that hot mess.
Yeah, they did make that, yeah.
It was developers from BioWare, but that's what Oblivion is they're developers that broke apart from BioWare.
But
so
they were
take what
rushed
you
by
will
the
with that.
publisher, so...
They were rushed. They had great ideas, but they were rushed. But anyway, when Anthem was first announced, I was not excited. I was like, this looks to me, I actually will say it, I didn't say it at the time, but I thought it just looked very generic. I really did. I thought it looked like a generic, like, I never played Destiny, but it reminded me too much of a possibility of trying to do that. It looked nice, but, like, I had no idea, like, what kind of story, what kind of world it was. And the only thing I saw was I was like, oh, it kind of reminds me of Andromeda gameplay, which I really liked the gameplay of Andromeda. So I thought, okay, maybe. But I kind of was waiting, because I was like, well, it's BioWare, so maybe it'll be cool. And then we find out that there are, no romances, whatever, but, like, few dialogue trees. So they're trying to be more on the action side, I'm going to guess, and less on the real narrative side of things. So, I'm not going to hold my breath on what this game is going to be like. I think it's just EA clamping down on BioWare to make something, and this is their new IP, so we'll see. I'm certainly not going to take any chance or buy it unless I hear good things about it.
Yeah.
Poor BioWare.
I hope it's good.
They are dying. I want to be good for BioWare's sake, but I don't have a lot of hope for it, really.
But But when you make a game the publisher wants, that's like, and when it comes to EA, that is what happened with Dead Space. The Dead Space guys, Visceral? Is it Visceral?
I don't remember.
I forget.
They started making games that the publisher wanted to make, and then it didn't sell well because
EA doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah, and they started doing like, work for the other EA studios, and then they were just closed down.
Yeah. It sucks.
Yeah.
EA sucks. But yeah, so that Anthem was just kind of like, oh, okay. Guess we'll see. Bethesda's, though, is good.
I agree with the Anthem thing, though. So it looks really cool, but, like, not new? I don't know.
That's what I mean.
It depends on how much flying there is, I think.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean by generic. Like, that's how I kind of felt when I saw it. It was like,
I, too, have played Warframe and Destiny.
Yeah, I didn't even play those games, but that's not what I was looking for. Not that they have to do what I'm looking for. I just mean, like...
Right.
It just seemed generic, and I didn't really get any... I just remember being very confused, because when I saw it, I was like, new IP is awesome, but I have no idea what to be excited for. The main thing I was excited for is I was like, oh, it looks like there's real-time talking. That's interesting. Okay, and it's not and this is not a cutscene? Oh, okay. That's cool, but, well,
real-time
who knows
talking.
Right, yeah, I'm like, okay, but that's whatever. And the gameplay looks, okay, that looks interesting, but otherwise I was like, I don't know what this is. I'm not sure. But all my friends were super excited because it was BioWare making a new IP, and I was like, I don't know about this. But I was just kind of quiet, and now I feel like my suspicions have been confirmed at this point.
I understand it's a new IP, but it kind of looks the same.
I know. It just...
Yep.
It just kind of looks like they were told to to jump on, the MMO Destiny bandwagon.
Yeah, they were just told to make Mass Effect Online, I think.
Yeah, kinda. And so it's just
but don't call it Mass Effect
idea.
Because people will probably be pissed.
Piss off the fanboys, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I just... What are you? Are you going to be a bounty hunter? Oh, here we go. I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, I don't know how much RPG is going to be in the game.
I can't tell at all. It just...
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's not clear.
It looks like it could be fun gameplay. It reminds me of, Andromeda gameplay. Which, that could be... that did have pretty good gameplay, so that could be a good thing. But that's not what I'm looking for, right? That's not... I don't know. I'm very worried, that EA just said, you need to make a game like this, and BioWare was like, alright, here we go. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe things will change as development goes. Especially with the backlash.
Nah. I don't think so.
No, it won't.
No,
EA will just use it as an excuse. Well, no, but EA will just use the backlash. Yeah. EA will just use the backlash as a reason to shut down BioWare, not improve on it. That's all that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Sadness.
That'll be so fucked up.
Oh, gosh.
It's BioWare, man.
I know! I feel like my childhood's been ripped from me. Ugh. At least I still got Phoenix right.
Yeah. Not much else. Did you find anything interesting from E3
Not really. The only... I think I mentioned before we were recording that I thought it was kind of repetitious. Because, I liked hearing that they're still working on things like Beyond Good and Evil 2. But it's stuff we already knew about. There's a bunch of that kind of stuff.
Kingdom Hearts 3 might actually be coming out. That's a shocker. We'll see how that goes.
Kingdom Hearts and Shadow of the Colossus are two games I've never played, and I feel like those are huge cornerstone games I've missed out on. It's kind of too late now.
I feel like you would like Shadow of the Colossus. I'm surprised you haven't played it. It's
because it was never for PC.
Okay, yeah. To
I've
be
watched
fair,
Let's Plays now.
I never played it for PS2. I got it because I got it when they remastered it with Ico for PS3, and I liked them both. I don't think you would like Ico as much. I liked Ico, but I think you would like Shadow of the Colossus.
I agree.
Clunky, but
Ico didn't look great, but Shadow of the Colossus looked cool.
I don't know how you'd feel about Kingdom Hearts. I feel like you would find
Disney?
the story. Yeah, I feel like you would accept the story for as long as you could. The gameplay's pretty good, though.
I haven't seen an LP of Kingdom Hearts. So I don't even really know what its deal is.
Yeah. I mean, it's a kid's game. It's meant to be rated E. I think they finally bumped it to T at one point, but it's meant to be rated E. I mean, it's pretty anime, like, with Disney stuff.
The main character is Cloud, right?
No. The main character is a brand new character named Sora.
Okay, but he's got anime spike hair, so...
He does have anime spike hair.
Okay.
He does. He's basically like anime Disney. He's got he's got big clown shoes, but then they kind of tried to make it seem more teen friendly, and they grew him up. But the main thing with Kingdom Hearts that made it, to be honest, the main reason I think it became as popular as it did, besides the fact that Disney was involved and people thought that was fun, the gameplay is actually pretty good. Like, it's real-time combat. It's not turn-based. And the way that you can kind of change your abilities and customize a little bit is more nuanced than I expected. Like, here's just a weird example of that. In the second game, because the you have combos, right? So as you level up, you get longer and longer combos before you kind of do your finisher move. So you first start with like but then as you go on, you might be doing like 7. But the last move is the only thing that, like, I guess kills an enemy. Like, before that, like, you can't really, like, you can do the full combo, but even if their HP is 0, you don't kill the enemy till it reaches the final hit. But one thing you can do as you level up is actually trim your combo. So your combos automatically extend, but you can add things to make it so you actually have shorter combos.
That's
so there's
cool.
there's also abilities I remember in number 2 you could add where actually, like, if you cast a spell, you won't be interrupted. Like, because usually if you get attacked while you're casting. So, like, there's things like that. There's a weird amount of nuance in the gameplay that is like, oh, this is not, it's hard to explain because I played it when I was super young, so I didn't quite understand it. You don't really have to play it with those things. You can just level up as you want to, without really changing much. But or even in the first game, it's hard to tell, but you actually have an option on how you want to level up. Either you can level up where everything's kind of accumulates evenly distributed. You can level up where you level up super fast in the beginning and then slow down towards the end, or the opposite. You take a long time to start leveling up and then you level up really quickly towards the end. They got a lot of weird, so stuff like that. And like I said, the gameplay is real time. It's pretty fluid. It's not really clunky. I mean, I'm not sure the older ones, how they'll hold up. Some of the newer ones did like a card battle system. I was not a fan, but it did get pretty popular.
It sounds kind of like Nier.
It might be. I couldn't tell you. I never played Nier. But I could see that. Like I said, the ones in the handheld, the Kingdom Hearts, they had a different battle system. Some hated it, some loved it. I couldn't tell you. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. It's pretty fast paced for the older ones at least. So it might be worth just checking out. The story I feel like you would find gets a little old after a while because it's a little anime dramatic, I would say.
Yeah.
But
I see.
Dying Light 2. I'm interested.
Yes,
I'm
that's
really
I
interested.
missed that.
Yeah,
I think
Dying
maybe
Light
I
2's
saw it
coming
and assumed it was an expansion. I don't remember.
So the cool thing about Dying Light 2 is, so I wasn't so hot until I heard who was going to be designing the narrative. So Dying Light 2 has decisions.
yeah.
Cool.
So, and your decisions will affect your surroundings. So, like, who do you side with on this decision for, like, water supply, those kind of things.
Right.
And I was like, okay, that's cool, but that could be bad because I'm not sure if you guys know how to do it. And then I heard that Chris Avalon is gonna be doing the he's the narrative designer. And Chris Avalon, do you know who that is?
Remind me what else they have done.
Yeah.
So he worked a lot with Interplay and Obsidian.
Oh.
Okay.
So the games that he has worked on include like Fallout 2, Planescape Torment, the Baldur's Gate series. Basically a lot of the really great RPGs.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's in charge of he was in charge of narratives. Okay.
So
this is ringing a bell. I remember hearing something about Dying Light having really good, or expected to have really much stronger RPG stuff to it.
yeah, and so and apparently a bunch of the Witcher 3 writers are also going to be working on the game. So like
Dang.
he will be leading he is the narrative designer, but his team will be the Witcher 3 quest designers.
Nice.
So,
All right.
if there's no way this game is gonna bomb.
Well, let's hope not.
I'm really interested. Really super hot. Probably day one buy. Probably.
Yeah, I got Dying Light 2 on a sale. I was definitely not day one on that, and I liked it way more than I thought I would.
Right?
So it's a very strong chance it'll be a day one buy for the second one.
Yeah.
Unless there's no co-op, but that'd be insane.
It'll be insane.
At this day and age, not including it, if they did it before, that'd be so weird.
Yeah,
That'd be real weird.
They were known for it.
Yeah. It's okay. We'll just join. They'll just join all the people who don't want who are asking for Fallout 76 to be a single player game. So that's fine.
Oh yeah, Fallout
That's
76.
Minor hot news. Have you heard about the problem with Nintendo, like the social profile pictures right now?
No, what happened?
There's a hack, and so people are uploading pornographic images to their profile accounts. So if you go online with your Switch, you will almost certainly see porn today.
Okay.
Yay!
Yep.
Why are people weird? People are so weird.
So what you're saying is, yeah, detection software is down or something?
It's some way to like circumvent it. Yeah, basically.
Great.
Right.
Okay. Good to know.
So okay. I don't have much else, honestly.
I have a random thing. There's a movie coming up I'm looking forward to called The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot.
I saw the poster for that today.
It stars Sammy Elliott, who I love.
Mustache voice guy.
Yep, I'm clearly Sammy Elliott. Yeah, so that's a thing.
Yeah, the man who killed. Yeah, that's a thing. People weren't sure if it was a real movie, and
fair enough. I mean, I can.
Sounds so ridiculous. Yeah.
It also looks like look at the movie poster. I don't know his name, but it looks like it has the main character from Office Space. What's that guy's name? Googling it now. Office Space. Is that Mike Judge? No, he was the writer. I swear it's the same guy. Because I was just talking about how people from Office Space didn't... Oh, it's Ron Livingston, yes. And he is in this movie.
Well, okay then.
Cool. And that's it for me. Did you guys see Hotel Transylvania? The first one?
No.
Or the second
I watched
one?
the first one, maybe. I'm not
making
sure
another
which
one.
It's a third one, right?
And
it's coming out.
They're making a third one. And I'm torn because the first one was good. And they're Genndy Tartakovsky films, right? Isn't it the guy who worked on Samurai Jack worked on these? Or am I confusing it with something else?
I don't know.
So I was like, I want to support him. But the second one was pretty meh. It is. It's Genndy Tartakovsky. The Samurai Jack guy did Hotel Transylvania. And also did Dexter's Lab, obviously.
There was a game called AIDS Simulator on Valve, on Steam.
AIDS?
AIDS.
Oh, like a disease?
Okay.
Is it where you are the AIDS? Or do you just have the AIDS?
So it's an asset flip game. No effort was put into it at all.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, surprising, I know. So you play a tourist in Africa. South Africa is, I don't think they know the difference, but basically you're a tourist in Africa. You got the AIDS from them, and you want to kill all of them before the AIDS spread.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Yeah. It's now down. It's like no longer on Steam.
Oh.
I've been having problems with these games that are just not good, because there was like that mass shooting game too that was a problem.
Yeah, actually Steam came up with a statement about what games can be on Steam, and they basically say we allow all games on Steam except anything illegal and anything that's clearly trolling.
That's not clear.
It's
That's
not
super
clear.
subjective.
It's super subjective, but at this point, like, I'm okay with it right now. They need to get clear on it later, but I think
they're not
going
gonna
to
be clear. They're not gonna do anything. You all know
That's
that.
true, I guess. I mean,
But I guess
whatever.
it's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing, and I don't know. I agree. Like that's not clear at all. But at this point, I think a lot of us are going. We get it. Like we need to do
Just
something
say
to just.
we ban games we want to. That's all.
Yeah, I know. That's all it's gonna be. But you know what? Like, we'll deal with the court case when it comes.
Censorship.
And
exactly.
The reactions on it is 50-50. One side basically saying, "Come on, Valve,
Oh no.
do better than this," and the other side is saying, "Yeah, Valve put it
Take
to
more
the
for money."
put basically they say, well, like, yeah, no censorship. Valve put it to the libtards is basically what they're saying. Yeah.
Okay. Weird.
Yeah.
What? But
Yeah.
what?
Basically, people take it as a win for the alt-right, I guess.
But they
What?
said they'll take it down. So
But they
Does
say
not
most
compute.
games are allowed, except for anything illegal. And for that, it's clearly trolling.
Okay. All right's
Great.
weird. All right.
People are just
Let's go.
weird.
People are just weird.
People.
Okay.
Why are people?
I'm looking
Yeah.
at the itch.io sale right now, and there's a game where the description is leave home, start anew, punch racists.
Yeah.
Don't think I need to play that game. It looked cool, had a cool name.
Wait, you punch racists, or you're a racist punching other
That's
people?
what it says.
Ah,
It's-
okay.
I don't know. The way it's phrased implies that I'm the one taking these actions. I'd be punching racists. I guess I could also be a racist. It's not clear. But,
Well then.
Oh, Life
On
is
that
Strange
note.
2 announced. Episode 1 will be released on September 27th,
Ha.
2018.
They did announce that?
Apparently they just announced it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I still haven't played the prequel yet.
I need to play it actually myself too. I'm thinking of streaming it at some point.
It's on sale for 50% right now. I'm not sure if I want to get it or not.
I will probably get it then. But yeah.
So yeah, good place to wrap up.
I think so.
or
Should we do the thing that we
Do the
hate
thing.
doing?
Yeah, do the thing.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm Sarahscopic. Sarahscopic. I'm on YouTube, kind of, not really yet. I'm on Facebook and I'm on Twitter. I'm finally kind of starting to get out of my hibernation and try to figure out what I'm doing with my life. So just keep up and say hi. I'll say hi back. I had a person that was from Poland that commented on one of my videos. I had to use Google Translate to figure out what comment he said. The
Was
comment
it
he said
nice?
made sense. Well, it was fine. It actually
Okay.
had to do with the video. I was like, oh, this
good.
actually has to do with the video. I don't quite know what he was referring to, but I kind of got it, I think. I mean, it was Google Translate. So I responded. I went, I had to use Google Translate, but in response, yes. So it was not a troll. All right.
Okay.
So that's me.
that's refreshing. I'm Foehamner, also on the same places, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. But don't follow me on Facebook. I don't use it at all. It's a waste of time. It's everybody's time. Not Facebook, just my Facebook specifically. So stick to YouTube for me. Or actually, even Steam. Have you guys played the Steam Summer game?
I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. I mean, I know I'm supposed to shoot aliens and shit, but and then what?
Yeah,
Not.
I think you just do each planet once to get enrolled in the raffle, but I don't
But
really
there's like
know.
grids and
It's
stuff.
not
I
clear.
don't understand.
Yeah, people can take over grid. I don't know, but the point is, if you join my Steam group, you can fight for me in the summer mini game. Oh yeah, it's gonna be super cool. That's me.
And I'm Pupunoob, Pupunoob. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere, basically. So yes, this has been episode 136 of the playonultra podcast. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and we will see you next time. Boy.
Bye-bye.
What?
Bye.